So this is probably my last vegetable oil harvest of the year, and it's a pinnacle. It's a pinnacle of vegetable oil harvesting. All my technologies are being employed, all my techniques have been refined, and I just thought I'd give you guys a glimpse of what that all looks like. So I used to fill up cubies that I found, just recycled in the recycling bins. I'd find these little containers that used to hold the fresh cooking oil, and fill those, and I'd have to take 5 or 6 to get a good load, a good yield from a vegetable oil harvest. And it was just really cumbersome having all these little containers, so I found this big drum, and yeah, I've been using that, or this is the first time I'll have used it actually, but I think it's about 200 liters when it's full, maybe a little bit less. And this way I just fill it and then drive very slowly and carefully, because it doesn't have a lid, drive it over to where I have my settling station near an undisclosed location, which I'm not going to tell you. And then I just pump it out, and that way I only have one container and it doesn't get bumped around and what have you. Huge capacity as well. So I'm doing a daytime harvest, even though it's kind of frowned upon. At least I frown upon it. It's not safe or discreet. But yeah, that allows me to show you what goes on a little bit better because it's nice and light. So yeah, here's this dumpster that is surprisingly clean. It's usually a lot dirtier. So that's what I'm working with in here. Usually I have to punch a hole through a full layer of scum on this grate, but you can see that I just put it right through that little hole there. And yeah, so that's where the oil is coming from. I think this comes from a Chinese restaurant and a sushi joint. So two of the best sources you can have as far as restaurants go. What you want is restaurants that don't cook a lot of chicken or deep fry a lot of chicken. Like KFC would be a really bad source. A&W, they got chubby chicken, not a good source. Yeah, so like the veg oil from tempura, not bad at all. And then like deep fried pork and stuff from Chinese restaurants, also not too bad to have in your oil, the residues from those dishes to have in your oil. This is the old dumpster that I used to harvest from, and it's perfect. It's so clean. But I think it's actually another fellow vegetable oil runner's dumpster, because it now has a lock on it. I was sucking it dry, and I guess they found out and didn't like that, so they put a lock on it, so we don't harvest from there anymore. Leave him to do his thing. Yeah, here's a better look at the pump. It's a high viscosity gear pump, 12 volt. Yeah, and it I just kind of plumbed in this little thing on the side so I can toggle between pumping through a filter. This is a 30 micron filter right now, and if I put these toggles I can just pump straight. That's what I'm doing right now. I just pump straight veg, and yeah, let's see how full we are here. About halfway. Yeah, and this thing is just a dream. It pumps anything I want. It's terrific. Well, pretty slow flow rate, about 10 liters per minute, so not as fast as you can get, but it can pump anything from, it can pump anything, any viscosity fluid. It's really good for. Yeah, and then I have to, every time I want to do this, every time I want to harvest veg, I've got to flip up the seat here to get into the hood and clip on the batteries to plug into the thing, which is a bit of a frustration because my house has to basically be reorganized afterwards with the, I've kind of got my little library that sits back here usually, but now it has to always be displaced in order to hook up the veg pump. But yeah, that's how that goes, and yeah, that's the strategy in the light. And the only way I can foresee this getting any more, like any better or any smoother, is talking to the restaurant. and getting a little private dumpster, sort of like this guy's, all to myself, and that way I don't have to come and steal it, sort of steal away in the night. But other than that, everything works pretty smooth. So good. Take care.